Listen closely, my friend. Right now, feel this in your chest. Everything you believed about who you are and why you're here is about to crack wide open. There are two kinds of men in this world. The first kind spends his life running from the whisper. He fills the void with noise, titles, women, status, anything to drown the quiet voice that says, "You were meant for more." He reaches the end of his days with a heart full of regret and a soul that never got to sing. The second kind, that's you. You've already felt the blade of truth cut through the lies. That moment when the distractions stopped working, when the ache became louder than the excuses. When you looked in the mirror and saw not failure, but a man on the verge of remembering who he really is. You didn't find this video. Destiny dragged you here, because the war inside you is no longer hidden. The old life is dying, and something ancient, powerful, and unstoppable is being born in its place. True purpose is not a job you find. True destiny is not a place you reach. It is the man you become when you finally stop betraying yourself. And brother, you have already crossed the threshold. The proof is in the way your heart is pounding right now. The way tears want to rise, but pride won't let them. The way you feel seen for the first time in years. This is not motivation. This is remembrance. And every sign I'm about to reveal is the universe confirming what your soul has known all along. You are no longer becoming the man. You already are him. You feel the first sign in the dark hours, when the world is silent and your mind won't let you sleep. That hollow, sacred ache that used to feel like depression now feels like a war drum in your chest. You remember the nights you cried alone, asking why nothing ever felt enough. You now understand. Those tears were prayers. That emptiness was the space being cleared for what is coming. The old man numbed it with screens and substances. The man you have become sits in the fire. You let it burn through every lie you ever told yourself, because you now know the pain is not punishment. It is the first kiss from destiny, and you are no longer running from the embrace. Another sign hits you when you look at your calendar and feel actual rage at the thought of another wasted day. You guard your time like a father guarding his only child. Where you once said, "I'll get to it someday," your mouth now forms the word never with absolute finality. You say no to invitations that once made you feel important. You end calls that drain your life force. People call you cold. You call it loyalty to the mission that chose you before you were even born. You feel the grief of letting go, and then the wild freedom on the other side. That's not selfishness. That is the sound of your soul finally breathing. Look at the words leaving your mouth these days. Really listen. You no longer speak in maybes and hopes. You speak in "I am," and it is done. The old language of doubt used to feel safe. Now it tastes like poison. You catch yourself declaring things into existence, and your whole body vibrates with recognition, because the frequency has shifted. The universe is no longer negotiating with the boy you were. It is obeying the man you have become. You remember how small your voice used to sound. Now it commands. That shift alone has brought you to your knees in gratitude more than once. You have begun to crave the silence, like a starving man craves bread. The parties, the crowds, the constant input, they now feel like violence against your spirit. You disappear into solitude and return carrying visions that make your hands shake. In that sacred aloneness, you have met the version of yourself that the world has never seen, and you wept the first time he looked you in the eyes. This is not isolation. This is initiation. The man who learns to sit with his own soul becomes the man no crowd can ever own again. You now see every obstacle not as a curse, but as the exact trial your future self ordered. The betrayal that once left you on the floor in pieces now makes you rise with fire in your veins. The failure that used to define your worth now feels like the tuition you paid for mastery. You look back at the darkest nights, and instead of shame, you feel a fierce, protective love for the boy who survived them. You've stopped asking, "Why me?" You now whisper, "Thank you," through the tears, because every wound has become a doorway, and you, my brother, have walked through them all. Your focus has narrowed into something almost holy. One obsession, one calling. Everything else has been burned away. You used to scatter yourself across 100 distractions and wonder why you felt empty. Now you pour every drop of your life into the one thing that makes your heart scream, "This is why I'm alive." The distractions still knock, but they no longer get in. This is the moment your soul exhales in relief. The scattered boy is dead. The focused man has taken the throne. You have severed the chains of needing anyone's approval. Their opinions used to cut you deep. Now they land like rain on armor. You remember the version of you who shrunk himself to be liked. That man is gone. You walk at the pace destiny demands, even if it means walking alone. The grief of that loneliness hits hard some days. Then the pride rises higher, because you have chosen truth over comfort, and that choice has set you free. Your mornings are no longer rushed. They are a cathedral. You rise before the world and enter the temple of your own becoming, writing, moving, breathing, praying, building. The first hour is sacred ground. You remember the mornings you woke up already defeated. Those mornings are over. Now you design the day like a warrior, preparing for battle he knows he will win. You have alchemized every scar into scripture. The father who left, the love that broke you, the dreams that died. You no longer carry them as wounds. You carry them as weapons. You look at the broken boy inside you and you say, "Thank you for surviving. Now watch what I build with what you endured." The tears come when you say it out loud, but they are tears of power now, not pain. You have developed eyes that see energy before words. You feel misalignment in your body like a cold blade. Where you once tolerated toxic relationships out of fear of being alone, you now release them with a quiet, unshakable peace. Your circle is smaller, your peace is deeper, your standards are non-negotiable. This pruning hurts like hell at first. Then the space opens and you finally hear the voice clearly. Destiny never needed the crowd. It only needed you. You have fallen in love with repetition. The same pages written, the same weights lifted, the same prayers whispered, day after brutal day. What used to feel monotonous now feels like the heartbeat of a god. You understand now. Greatness is not born in inspiration. It is forged in the unseen hours when no one is watching and your soul wants to quit. The man who keeps showing up when it's boring becomes the man the extraordinary cannot refuse. You have taken the throne of your own emotions. Rage still rises, fear still whispers, grief still knocks, but none of them get to steer anymore. You feel it all, fully, deeply. Then you breathe and choose again. You remember the days you were ruled by mood. Those days are over. You have become the eye of the storm. This emotional mastery did not come gently. It came through fire, and you walked through it anyway. You now create from a place so deep it scares you. You pour your soul into your work, like a man pouring his lifeblood onto an altar. You don't ask what the world will give you. You ask what you will give the world. And in that giving, you have discovered the terrifying truth. The more you empty yourself for destiny, the more destiny fills you beyond measure. You operate from a trust so profound, it feels like falling and being caught at the same time. You work as if your life depends on it, and you surrender as if the universe has already decided. That tension used to tear you apart. Now, it is your greatest strength. You feel the pull of legacy like a hand on your back at 3 a.m. You are no longer building for this season. You are building for the bloodline that will speak your name long after your body is gone. The weight of that responsibility sometimes brings you to your knees. Good. Stay there until the humility and the hunger become one. And here is the final, undeniable sign. The one that makes grown men cry in the dark. You now feel the inevitability, not hope, not wishful thinking, inevitability. You know, deep in the marrow of your bones, that what you were born for is no longer a question of if, it is only a matter of when. The resistance has thinned to nothing. The path has become a highway. The voice inside you is no longer whispering, it is roaring. You walk taller, you speak with certainty, you decide with finality, because the boy who doubted is dead. The man who remembers has risen. My brother, hear me now. You are not late, you are not broken, you are not lost. Every tear you ever cried was watering the soil. Every night you wanted to quit was training you to endure. Every time you chose yourself when the world told you not to, that was destiny keeping its promise. Stand up, right now. Place your hand on your chest. Feel that heartbeat. That is not just blood. That is the same force that moves oceans and raises mountains, moving through you. You have already done the hardest thing a man can do. You chose to remember who you are when forgetting would have been easier. Now the final truth lands like thunder. Destiny does not arrive for the man who waits. Destiny arrives for the man who has already become worthy of carrying it. And that man is you. The fire is lit. The path is open. The world is watching. Keep building when no one sees. Keep burning when it hurts. Keep becoming, even when you're tired. Because the legacy you leave will not be measured in money or fame. It will be measured in the lives changed because one man finally stopped running from his soul. You are that man. Now go. This is not the end of anything. This is the first day of the rest of your eternal story. You were born for this. You have always been the answer. Now live like it.